Hey guys, Ponce here on the PBE, here to talk to you guys about the new Elemental Dragon system, which is accompanying the Mid-Year Mage update. I wasn't actually aware this was going to happen, so kind of interesting. But basically the gist of it is that Dragon will now be randomized in terms of what kind spawns. There are four basic ones, Fire, Earth, Water, and Air, if I recall correctly. Each one doing a different thing. When you kill them, you get a different type of buff. This one, as you can see here, is the Earth Dragon. We'll deal with him in a moment. And at the 35-minute mark, so actually 4 more minutes in this game specifically, an Elder Dragon will spawn, and we'll deal with him in a moment at a separate part of this video. So anyway, let's kill this Earth one first. Let's see what happens. Got a good old Malzahar here. Shouldn't take too long. His Voidlings are actually extremely powerful. There we go. They actually seem to deal the bulk of the damage. There you have it. So there is the Earth one right there. So, if I recall correctly, what's supposed to happen here is the mark here indicates what dragon's supposed to spawn next. I believe that's probably the Elder Dragon one there, because, yeah, at the 35-minute mark, he is supposed to spawn. You can look at the map, right? Can't you? Maybe you can't. Yeah, it doesn't tell you. But as you can see now, right now we have Mark of the Earth Drake. This unit deals 10, 20, 30% additional damage as true damage to epic monsters and towers, 50% if you have Mark of the Elder Dragon. So, yeah, it looks like Elder Dragon's just going to kind of buff everything. What it means there by 10, 20, and 30% means that if the Earth Drake keeps respawning over and over again, it seems like an RNG sort of thing, there's no way to control it, but if the Earth Drake keeps spawning, your ability... or rather this buff just keeps stacking on top of itself and getting better and better. Now, which buff is the best for now? Hard to say. If I were to make a pure hunch guess, I'd say it's probably the Fire one, because killing people is quite important in League of Legends. It's generally the core of the game. But anyway, we're going to move on to the next dragon. Alright, up next is the Air Dragon, which I've already killed and thought I had a recording of, but I can't actually find that video, so we'll just do it again, why not? Reads, Mark of the Air Drake, a permanent buff which boosts your out-of-combat movement speed. Find out what that does. Don't need that, I can already fly. I guess that was more gliding than flying. Got a neat little air sound effect. I mean, the attack sounds really weak, but it's... I'll let you guys listen to it. Anyway, that's enough of that. Alright, so this buff here reads, Mark of the Air Drake. This unit has 15, 30, 45, based on stacks, additional out-of-combat movement speed. 50, plus 50% if they have Mark of the Elder Dragon. So, of course, with the Elder Dragon thing, 50% means... you know, half of what the current bonus is. So at you know, one stack, if you have one stack of Mark of the Air Drake, and then you get the Elder Dragon buff, you would have 15 plus. I don't know how they round it, but it would be 17 or 7.5 additional movement speed on top of the 15 that you get out of combat. And so if it was 30, you'd get 15 extra, totaling up to 45. You know, that kind of thing. So an interesting little thing for, I guess if you want to roam a lot. As you can see, I'm going to watch my movement speed here. If I punch this, yeah, see it goes back down. I lose that 15 because I'm in combat. Just got to wait a while. We'll be back out of combat soon. How long does this thing take? There we go. Wow, it's actually takes a while to put you back out of combat. But yeah, I don't know. Mainly, I guess it's beneficial to junglers or people maybe like a mid laner who roams a lot, or sometimes top laners like to roam. Even you know, supports, they'll roam mid. You know, the good supports will do that very often. You'll probably see the least kind of immediate impact out of this. It's much more subtle. That's typically how like stats like movement speed and, you know, range and stuff like that work. But yeah, that's it there. The Air Dragon. Since I'm making this one out of order, I don't know what's coming next. Just watch the video. Whatever's coming next. Alright, it's time for the Fire Dragon. The one that most closely resembles the original, you know, normal dragon that we currently have on the Summoner's Rift. I suppose we can read this while we're fighting, right? And all the dragon screeching is going on. Mark of the Fire Drake, a permanent buff which boosts your damage against champions. Alright, so there we have it. How does that one read? Mark of the Fire Drake. This unit has 8, 16, 24 based on stacks, increased ability power and attack damage, 50% if they have Mark of the Elder Dragon. So that's kind of an interesting thing there. I think it most closely resembles, in fact it's really close at the first stack to, what is it? I think the first time you kill dragon on currently how it is on live. Yeah, so it gets buffed up quite a bit. I believe how this works by the 50%, what it says there. Haven't confirmed myself, but I'm pretty sure what this means is that the 50% bonus from the Elder Dragon is 50% of the current bonus you have. So it would be like 8% would be buffed by an additional 4%. Because, I mean, if you had one stack of it and straight up buffed you up to 50%, that would be insane. And would make no sense whatsoever. But, for example, it'd be much more reasonable if you have 3 stacks and have 24% bonus ability power or attack damage. Buffing that up by 50% of 24 is 12, so you add those together, you get 36% extra damage. While insane, you have to keep in mind, this team already has 3 Fire Drake marks, and the Fire Drakes are random in terms of which dragon you get, so... probably not the kind of thing you're going to be seeing that often, and if a team has that much control of a map anyway, they're probably just going to win. It's very rare that a map, or a team that has no map control is getting these dragons. But anyway, on to the next one is going to be, I believe, the Water Dragon, although again, I might mix these up. Alright, the next elemental dragon up for slaying is the Water Dragon, as indicated by the little watery symbol right there, which I'll talk about actually in a second. But what does it read here? Mark of the Water Drake, a permanent buff which boosts your character's health regeneration, also instantly mana regeneration, but it actually specifies only health, presumably because I don't have mana, so that might read differently depending on your character. Anyway, let's go. Take them out real quick here. This buff's quite good, by the way. I've actually already killed this dragon once. So, yeah, every 18, 12, 6 seconds, this unit restores 10% of their missing health and mana. 15% if they have Mark of the Elder Dragon, which, Elder Dragon is the thing we talk about at the end of the video. So, yeah, this thing seems really good. Not just from a sustained perspective, but just kind of like the jump in health that's going to catch people off guard. So we're just going to sit here for a moment, and it'll probably just tick up. We'll see. It's the regular tick. Regular tick. See, there we go. It's kind of like a jump like that. Of course, if you have more health, it's just going to give you more health back. Mana, it's going to give you more mana back. This is very low level right now, so it doesn't seem like a huge deal. But just think of those sort of cases where someone's chasing you around, and you have like no health, and it's like, oh, and the guy's coming after you, and he wants to get that last hit in, and suddenly, it's almost like a catalyst proc out of nowhere. It's a very difficult thing, I think, to keep track of. Now, eventually, people are going to get more and more used to it, and not get caught out. But especially like in a big, brawly team fight where people are kind of going back and forth and fighting, that seems like a very difficult thing to keep track of. So yeah, interesting sort of buff there, which of course gets better, as if you get more stacks of it. So if you kill multiple water dragons, you get, it gets better and better. And of course, you have Elder Dragon, it's 15%, which is something. Incidentally, I imagine this would also be buffed by, what is that thing called? Spirit Visage. Also, this thing changes. It tells you in advance which dragon it's going to be. So you're like, okay, we got to contest this one because we want this, or we don't want them to get this buff kind of thing. So it's a neat little indicator. Also, this indicator does pop up at the beginning of the game, like right as you spawn. So you know what the first dragon is going to be right off the bat, which is another kind of interesting little touch. Sort of like it. Yeah, so that's it for the Water Dragon. Up next is the Elder Dragon, which the video is, I've actually already done it and I'm editing it on at the end. It's a little bit rushed, but essentially, yeah, the Elder Dragon will buff any previous dragon buffs you have by 50% when or whatever rank it's at. So it's quite a powerful thing. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching, and next Elder Dragon. Alright, the last one here is the Elder Dragon, as indicated by the spooky little face thing here. So this thing is going to start spawning after the 35-minute mark. It won't spawn at exactly 35 minutes, so it doesn't replace Herald, or Herald like Baron does. It's after you kill the thing. Then a timer will keep going. But anyway, let's just kill the thing quickly here. Actually relatively strong. I should be able to solo with this build, but... Gotta do it fast too, because these guys are pushing it to the enemy base, Nexus. We don't have a hell of a lot of time. Fight's decently close. Perhaps he deals magic damage or something. Yeah, I'm taking a lot of damage. Oh god, it's gonna be close. A tight race. Okay, no, we're good. I think we got this. Even if the game ends, I can kind of explain what the buff does. Alright, so as you can see, right here, basically it reads, on dealing damage to non-turrets, this unit deals true damage over 3 seconds equal to 45 plus 45 per stack of elemental dragon buff. This also empowers their current dragon marks, increasing their power. So as you can see, I have like 4 or 5, so basically it's 5 times 45 per hit, it looks like. That's pretty crazy. And, oh, I didn't get to do it, but... Anyway, you guys get the point. And all other previous buffs I had, those marks, those would have been improved by 50%. So let's say I had, for example, I think I had, what the hell was it? Every 18 seconds. No, I did have the water dragon. So every 18 seconds, I got 10% of the health back. That would have been buffed to 10% of my health back. That would have been buffed to 15% every 18 seconds. So every single dragon buff I had would have been buffed by 15%, on top of like that crazy burning effect thing, which is just seems nuts. So I wouldn't worry too much about the actual numbers again behind about this stuff, because it kind of seems like you get that Elder Dragon buff and it's like just literally game over. It just seems even more impressive than 5 dragons, but you know, this is a very late game thing. It doesn't start spawning until at least the what is it? Yeah, the 35-minute mark. And on top of that, you know, it seems to get better with the more dragons you had. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching the dragon video. So we, of course, had fire. Sequentially, I think in terms of the video, we went, what was it? Earth, fire, air, water, something along those lines. Anyway, maybe I'll mix the thing up when I edit the thing. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching.